co-founder of Cheesehead TV and NFL analyst of SI Now on SI.com as well, formerly of Bleacher Report. Aaron Nagler, I cannot keep up with your career, Aaron.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I think there's a lot of people who are confused, but all that matters is that we're almost there. We're almost to Sunday.
The upwardly mobile Aaron Nagler joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, Aaron, give me the assessment of the Packers' chances because of Rodgers' leg. That's what we're all focusing on. Is that, let's put it this way, is that the right thing for us to be focusing on coming into this game, in your mind?
Well, I think it's a major factor. I think, number one is, can Mike McCarthy adapt his offensive attack the way he did against the Cowboys? Now, you saw him go to the pistol. You saw him use, a couple of backs in the backfield to, limit what Rodgers had to do in regards to handing the ball off, et cetera. But he's got to change his philosophy a little bit. I think the teams that have had a little bit of success against Seattle the last couple of years up in Seattle have been able to run the football. This is a game that Eddie Lacy and James Starks absolutely have to feature in. They have to stay ahead of the sticks. They have to play a clean game. And if they can do that, I really like their chances. Because Aaron Rodgers from the pocket, he's an assassin. I don't care who the defense is. You give him 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2, I really like their chances. But if they're sitting back there in 3rd and 13, 2nd and 9s, things like that, then they're going to be in some trouble. But overall, the calf is obviously an issue, and they are going to worry about it. But at the end of the day, they just have to play their offensive brand of football. And like I said, I know everyone's writing them off, but I really like their chances.
Aaron Nagler, co-founder of Cheesehead TV, and I'm now with Sports Illustrated, joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what do we make of the Week 1 game compared to now? Do we take anything from that Week 1 game and hang our hat on it, in your mind?
No, I think, a lot's been made, and rightly so, that these teams are very different than they were in Week 1, and I think that's true of all the teams, the 4 teams that are left now. But you look at that game, and the whole thing turns on 2 really bad turnovers, whether it's the ball bouncing off of Jordy Nelson's hands on a first down deep in their own end that gifted the Seahawks points, or a backup tackle whiffing badly on a block that allowed a strip sack fumble there at the end, toward the end of the game. Those 2 things ultimately doom the Packers, and that's why I say if they play a clean game, if they limit the Seattle Seahawks possessions, I think they have a chance. But yeah, the thing you can take away from it on both sides is, they made a lot of hay, the Seahawks did, messing with the keys for the Packers, and the Packers looked completely discombobulated the entire time on defense. And, that's something the Packers have to clean up, whether it's Sam Shields speaking in the backfield on read option action, whether it's, not being able to sniff out a counter, and Marshawn Lynch running over people. That's absolutely something that Seattle can probably lean on once again to see if the Packers have improved in that area. On the flip side, as I had mentioned before, the Packers, if they stay ahead of the sticks, just got to lean on Eddie Lacy. And I know Mike and Aaron have been kind of anathema to that idea. Although Mike does try to run the football quite a little bit on first down, they have to stick with it. There are going to be lots of 2- and 3-yard gains early on in this game, but if they can stick with it, I think Eddie Lacy can take it over.
Aaron Nagler of Sports Illustrated joining me here right now. Give me the X factor. Everyone's pegging Davante Adams, but this team. You watch as much film of this team as anybody. Give me the X factor for Green Bay to hoist the Hallis Trophy amongst the 12s Sunday.
Well, and I think, Davante Adams is a great choice because we saw what he did against the Cowboys. But to me, it's somebody like Richard Rodgers, who has really improved as the year's gone on, barely played in that Week 1 matchup, as did Adams. Neither one of those guys featured prominently. But I think Richard Rodgers is somebody who could potentially help them out in the red zone, something that he's done quite a number of times so far down the stretch this year. That's something that wasn't available to Aaron last time around that could potentially, tilt things in their favor this time.
How do you think Capers deploys Clay Matthews Sunday?
I think this is a game we don't see him on the edge a whole lot. A lot has been made, again, rightfully so, about the move to the middle after the bye week. It really helped their run defense, really helped their defense overall. That's something I think you're going to see a whole lot of. And they have done a whole lot of moving him around in the past month or so. They have rushed him off the edge quite a little bit. I think you see less of that because that is, again, something that the Seahawks did a great job of attacking his over-aggressiveness. Pete Carroll mentioned it, that very thing, his over-aggressiveness, in a press conference earlier this week. I think that's something they're going to relish. They're going to try. They're going to want him doing that. So I think this is a game where we see Clay, in the middle quite a little bit. Maybe not necessarily spying Russell Wilson, but definitely trying to, match athleticism with athleticism there in the middle of the field.
Aaron Nagler of Sports Illustrated joining me now. Before I let you go, what do we make of the board game craze that's supposedly broken out in the locker room?
Man, I love it.
In Green Bay?
That's great. I talked to Bakhtiari last night, and I said, man, I used to play Settlers back in the day, back in college.
Right.
But now I'm a grown man, with kids. I got responsibilities. I can't be hanging out playing board games.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I do love that the young men are embracing the Settlers of Catan craze.
Yeah. So now that you are a grown man, Aaron, what is your drink of choice going to be Sunday?
Well, let's see. I think we're going to a bar down in Brooklyn to watch the game.
Okay.
I think I'll be imbibing in some good old-fashioned beer.
Okay. So that you're just going to go. It's not going to be anything harder.
Well, I got to go work that night, so I can't. I can't tip the tip a little too much.
But I think Peter King would understand. I think Peter would.
I'll clear it with Peter, and then then maybe I'll up the grade a little bit.
I mean, some people think Peter's drunk riding his Monday morning quarterback.
And they tell him so on Twitter.
I know that. And then he retweets it, and then he actually engages them. And did you hear about this city manager in Bainbridge Island, Washington, that's banned cheese?
Yeah,
Aaron?
yeah.
What do you make of this?
What I love is that now there is a radio station in Wisconsin. I'm not sure of which one, but there was a headline this morning that they are banning all music from Seattle for the weekend.
Let's not escalate things, right?
Yeah,
let's not escalate
we got to go tit for tat here. So there'll be no Pearl Jam in Wisconsin this weekend.
All right. Aaron, thanks for calling in. Enjoy the game, and I'm sure I'll see you in Glendale.
I'll see you in Arizona. Thanks a lot, Rich.
You bet, bud.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.